I want to say thank you to everybody in the church family for continuing to engage in what God's doing here. I know it's not been easy for any of us to not be able to meet together, but I know people are really appreciating what the team have been putting out online. And of course, if we were just those people who were church goers, then when we can't go to the church building, everything would fall apart. But this is a season where God's challenging us to be disciples, and nothing can ever stop us from expressing our discipleship, from following God. And we're finding new ways to worship, to pray, to serve, to grow, to give, all the things that are really important. But of course, it's really special for us to be able to meet together. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about the plan for the autumn. Now, we know obviously that there are particular restrictions that we have to engage with at the moment if we want to meet together. We have to mask, we are not allowed to sing, we have to be socially distanced. That means there are very limited numbers of people that could be involved. And every time we use the church or any other part of the facility, then we would have to have a thorough clean afterwards. But nevertheless, we want to make it possible for as many people in the church family to start to experience gathered worship again, if you want to and feel safe to do so. And the group that's probably found it hardest to engage with what we're producing online is the families with the youngest children. So from the beginning of October, we're going to move our main live stream service to the evening at 6:30, and we're going to start a new live stream at 11 o'clock in the morning, which will replace what we've been doing fortnightly in family worship, and that will give you a flavour of what it's going to be like. Now, for both of those services, 11 and 6:30, there will be the possibility of a limited number of people coming to be a live congregation for the live stream. We think we can accommodate maybe 60 or 70 people safely. We're going to continue with the Zoom worship service for those that prefer traditional worship, but we know also that we want to keep investing into that with some new ideas and some new things, and we know that there'll be many people who prefer to worship in that way who would also like to gather. So again, from the beginning of October, we're going to start an 8 o'clock communion service and a midweek daytime communion service. Both of those will be common worship, so they're accessible to as many people as possible. Martin and the team are going to be starting a Wednesday night worship time. Again, we won't be able to sing, but we can come together to be in God's presence and to soak in an atmosphere of worship. And that will be every Wednesday night, something a bit like Hungry. As we go forward, we hope that gradually we'll be able to open this up to more and more people. Because we can't take everybody to start off with, we're going to have some kind of ticketing system and some kind of track and trace. And the best way of you doing that is going to be making sure that you've registered for and downloaded the My Church Suite app, which we've been talking about in the last couple of weeks. But let's remember, the Bible says, don't neglect the habit of meeting together. So for most of us, our worship is going to continue to be online, but let's share it as we're able. We're allowed to have 2 households together. We're allowed to have 6 people from different backgrounds and households meeting outside. And so even if we're not coming to the church building, we can still experience community as we engage with what we as a church are sharing in worship and teaching. And we hope that as time goes on, you'll get the opportunity to come and to be part of gathered worship. So something to look forward to as we go through the autumn.